Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and my guest today is a voice actor known for her work as Katara in Avatar Legends, and now is the voice of the promoter in the brand new Marvel fighting game, Marvel Tokon. I'm so excited to be joined by Sabrina Fest. Sabrina, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. I'm so excited to have you here and honestly, like, get to celebrate with you because congratulations on two huge projects releasing back to back between Avatar Legends and now Marvel Tokon. What is that like for you to have these two huge projects come out back to back?
It's been kind of crazy. I think for a lot of actors, you have this like ups and downs kind of throughout your career. Like for example, we started recording Marvel Tokon like 2022 I want to believe I want to say. And then Katara the for Avatar Legends I think we only did it last year.
Oh, wow.
Something like that because I was probably one of the later people to record. Um, and it's kind of crazy to have like two things back to back. I was like, guys, you should play Avatar Legends. And then I was like, but also play Marvel Tokon. Please play them both. So it's been really, really fun. It's nice because I have a lot of friends too, a lot of colleagues that I get to kind of say like, hey, because I work in healthcare as well. So it's a little different for me, like juggling the two. I get to like show different sides of myself, and I like that I have two different parts of my life. So I got two games out.
That is so exciting. What is it like for you though when you record something in 2022 and you have to like keep that secret from everybody? You can't announce it, you can't really talk about it
Oh my
for 4 years. How is that to
God.
handle?
I am not great at secrets, but I was like, of course I have to, right? Because it's so exciting and you want to be able to share that with people. The only person I really told was my husband because he's my husband. And I think my younger sister too. But like we're not like promoting
Right.
it necessarily. But it's so much fun because, you go in for maybe a couple sessions and then it was like kind of like silent. And then you go back in again, like maybe a year later or half a year later, and then you have to like remember, okay, this is how I like did this voice. This is how the director wants it to be and that sort of thing. But I don't know, it's very exciting to finally be able like, hello, play my games. So yeah.
Oh, that is so awesome. For Marvel Tokon, I love your performance as the promoter. I went through YouTube yesterday and was watching like all the cutscenes strung together to get the whole story. And she's just a really fun, like energetic character. She kind of reminds me of Silver Surfer a little bit, how she's like a herald, like she's here to
Yeah.
like announce what's going on and kind of explain it to all the people who, are in New York and all these different
Yeah.
places that she's visiting. Um, for people who are just discovering the promoter for the very first time with Marvel Tokon, what can you tell me about her?
So she is, if I got the lore correct, right? She's kind of a little newer, but she's also old. I think she's been introduced in the comics beforehand, but has never been like a big part of everything. She's one of the elders of the universe, so that's why like when you battle her as like the first mini boss kind of, she like gets back up, but she's like, well, you put up a good fight, at least like you can like go on to the next round and that sort of thing. So she's endlessly powerful, which is really, really cool. But I mean, I think that's all I can really say, slash, that's all I really know about her is that she's a little more new, and I think there's some fun things planned for her. I don't know yet,
Mhm.
but that'd be cool.
Oh, yes, we'll have to keep our eyes open to see what comes down the line for her. For me, it was the first time ever experiencing her. I don't think I remember her from the comics, but I did go through and like look at her appearances and stuff. She has some very cool other outfits and costumes as well.
I love
But
Billion stuff. She's very, I think in a sense for like us actors too, it's like she's very Broadway. And that's her whole thing is that she's promoting. It's a performance, that's kind of her thing. So yeah.
yeah, what I was really curious about was there's characters out there like Spider-Man where we've, grown up with all these different versions of him. Iron Man, where everyone pictures Robert Downey Jr. when you say Iron Man. But with the promoter, you're kind of starting from scratch because there's not like one out there that people are used to. So how did you come up with the voice since you didn't like have something really to base it off of?
That's interesting because, well, I think the good thing about not having anything to base it off of, it was very much like you get the audition script, right? And you have no idea what you're auditioning for, really. But you get like the script and stuff. And so I was able to just do whatever I felt was comfortable or was truthful, especially like to me as well. So I sprinkled a little bit of myself in there, and then apparently they liked it and they were like, yeah, you could do this. And I was like, okay. And I don't know, it's a very collaborative process too, because when you're in the booth working with the booth directors and that sort of stuff, and the other parts of the like production team, or the story team, right? They're all kind of on your Zoom call with you guys listening into your session and giving feedback and that sort of stuff. I don't know. It's just a very collaborative process. And I'm glad that we kind of got the chance to start from scratch because it also doesn't give you this sense of like, oh, I need to live up to someone else's expectations in a sense. So I think for me that was very freeing because I was like, well, let me just try anything and everything. And apparently they like it, so let's keep going with whatever they liked. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so for Katara, we have kind of like the idea from the series, and then with the promoter, you're doing it from scratch. Do you prefer one way over the other when you're voicing characters?
Well, I think for me, for Katara, like that I grew up with Avatar, right? And so that felt very heavy, like a very big responsibility. Because I also, you don't want to let the fans down. It's such a huge fandom too. And of course, like with Marvel and all of that, it's a separate fandom as well. But with Katara, I still have to sound younger. And so a lot of the times it's like, oh, my warm-ups are different. And I'm using a lot of like vocal references from either the past games that I've done with her, like I've done some mobile games as Katara, or like listening to the original, just the long ago, the Avatar, like all of that sort of stuff. Versus for the promoter, I think it's a little more carefree and maybe less stress or anxiety inducing because I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So since the promoter is out there sending these invitations to Marvel characters across the Marvel universe, is there a character that you would like to see get an invitation and join the game later down the line?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. um I think it would be really cool to see Rogue
Oh,
be able to play Rogue. Like I also loved X-Men growing up. Like I remember when I was younger, we would buy CDs in China just because like that's where my mom's from and stuff. And we would watch them in Chinese, but they had like the English subtitles. And
oh.
so it was this weird way of like getting to know the X-Men with like the Chinese dub voices, but then also like the English dub voices or like the English voices. And I just remember like seeing all the other types of X-Men in the background, like when you're doing the stages for obviously like the X-Men like storyline and that sort of stuff. And I always loved Rogue. I thought she was so different and interesting. I don't know how you would play her with her set of powers and her set of moves. That'd be really cool to see.
Rogue would be awesome. I love that She-Hulk appears in the background of one of the
Oh my God,
stages.
I didn't know.
Um,
And I was like, wait a second. My husband was playing, and I was like, that's so cool. It's She-Hulk. And yeah, it's very fun. I loved seeing all the Easter eggs and
yeah.
the other like storylines too.
The art style, the colors, like everything about this game is just like so visually like appealing and pleasing. And I don't know, it's so gorgeous. Like even if you're not playing, like if only one of you is playing and you're on the couch watching someone, it's
Oh
fun
yeah.
for both people because then the other person gets to like pay attention to everything going on in the background and like notice all the Easter eggs. So cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the game, there's the episode mode.
Hmm.
And in that mode, you get to go up against the promoter, and that's how you can prove that you're worthy of taking on the champion. If
Yeah.
someone's playing episode mode and they get to the part where they have to go and fight you, do you have any recommendations for how to go up against the promoter?
Oh gosh, all I really know, because like I think my husband and I have played through three of the episode, maybe four of them, at this point. But I don't know if it's everyone, but I know for him and I, we hate the piñata. Like when Oliver, like she goes in her bubble, right? And you can't attack her, right? Because she's like in her bubble, and then she's just shooting all of her like disco balls, her like spiky piñatas and that sort of stuff. And it's always a bit of frustration, like because you can't like hit some of those objects, right? You kind of just have to dodge them. So I'd say when you're going up against the promoter, work on your dodging and really maybe pay attention to the screen and all of the like the tips and tricks that they'll give you, like, oh, for the disco balls without the spikes you can hit them, but the donkey piñatas you cannot hit them. So look at the screen beforehand and get good at dodging. That's what I would say.
Ugh. Yes, I agree. I loved watching people go up against her. I thought just so cool. And that's really cool. You get to be like a mini boss. And that's how
Hmm.
people can prove they're worthy of going up against the champion.
Yeah.
When you were recording your lines of dialogue, did you have a favorite line that stuck out to you?
Oh gosh, there's a lot. There's so many. Um, I really liked, there's one that is in the Spider-Man, like the Amazing Guardians one, where I can't even remember the line right now, but it has to do with like she makes like a spider joke. Oh, it's like there's like an itsy bitsy like there's an itsy bitsy little twist. And I thought it was just so silly because you have Penny Parker and then you also have Spider-Man. So I was like, good job, writers. I think they do a great job of like peppering in little jokes here and there. You just have to like listen to them and find them.
Oh, yeah, I know. I love hearing all the lines of dialogue. So the promoter has powers that include teleportation,
Mhm.
force fields, duplication, and appearance alterations. If you were able to have one of her powers in your everyday life, which one would you want?
Oh my gosh, I think teleportation. Teleportation would be really, first of all, really handy, very convenient, and also like if I want certain foods, right? If I want to get tacos, I can just transport to get tacos. If I want ramen, I can transport to get ramen and that sort of stuff. So I think that would be really cool. And then like traveling, like why wouldn't you want to use transportation for travel? So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yes. No, I 100% agree with you. Anything to get rid of traffic and just
Oh
get
my
places, save time.
in LA, ooh, there's so much traffic going on right now with all the construction. So yeah,
Yes.
teleportation.
What was your favorite thing about getting to voice the promoter?
I think my favorite thing getting to voice her was finding her personality. Um, Again, because this is the first time that anyone is getting to like this is the first time anyone's really truly meeting her. Um, I think being able to find her physicality and also the way that she communicates to different groups of people, right? The way that she communicates with the champion. And then you're also seeing, at first she seems very flippant and just like happy-go-lucky or whatever, but being able to also show a different side of her when she's sort of empathizing with the people of Earth, right? And all the different teams that she's meeting, apart from the bad guys. Boo. Oh, that's probably one of my favorite lines. It's like, oh, boo, hiss. I like to. I'm glad that I got to make her personality for her. Um, so that was really fun.
Oh, yeah. No, I love her personality. She's just such a fun character and just I love the way that she is kind of like the narrator of the stories as well. It's really cool. Uh so you've voiced characters now for Marvel and Avatar within just like the last like couple months, which is crazy. But is there a dream role for you out there? Is there something out there that you're like one day I would really like to join that franchise or voice that particular character?
Oh, goodness. This might be this might be taboo to say, right? But I love both Marvel and I love DC. I love both universes. I'm a big lover of all the comics and all the superhero animations and that sort of stuff. I also grew up watching things like Justice League, Young Justice, that sort of thing. My favorite DC superhero is Shahira. So I think that would be amazing to be able to like do all the different types of superhero universes. And in general, right? Like I would love to do anything Disney related in terms of like their princesses. That's like a big thing. Barbie princesses is probably another one of my biggest dream. I grew up on all those Barbie movies, like the OG Nutcracker, Swan Lake, Rapunzel, Princess and the Pauper. That one's really good. So I would love to do either another superhero in a different universe, dip my toes in that way, or anything Barbie. Barbie is like, I don't know, there's such a nostalgia to it, especially for those of us in our 30s.
Yeah.
Um, I think that would be wonderful. I would love the chance to be able to do that.
Okay, yes, I would love all of that for you. Those all sound really, really fun. I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your day to be here and talk all things Marvel, and we got to talk a little bit about Katara as well. If
Yeah.
people want to follow you and keep up with, all your other upcoming projects and everything, where's a good place for people to come and follow you?
So my Instagram handle is Subway Muffin. It's kind of like different than I guess other actors and that sort of stuff. It's just a combination of the two nicknames that I had when I was younger. People used to call me Muffin, and then they were like, that doesn't really work because your name starts with an S. So then they started calling me Subway because I love Subway sandwiches. So when I created an Instagram account, it was Subway Muffin, and I've just kept that. So you can follow me on Instagram at Subway Muffin.
Oh, perfect. Okay, this whole time I was thinking Subway like the subway that you ride.
Oh, yeah, and I'm just yeah, no Subway like the sandwich because I like sandwiches.
All right, well now it all makes sense to me. But thank you so much, Sabrina, for being here. Congratulations again on both games, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.